So a couple weeks ago, I finished reading my first omnibus, which is the New 52 Justice League Volume 1. Got some thoughts I'd like to share with you guys, and a little curious and have some questions for you as well. In case you don't know, in 2011, DC took a pretty big risk and did a full reboot of all their stories. The idea was to restart everything from scratch with 52 ongoing titles, hence the name The New 52. So I have a pretty interesting relationship with The New 52. Around that time, I was finishing up school, started working full-time, and actually took a break from comic books. But I do remember a lot of people, including many of my friends, being very unhappy with a lot of these changes. But at the same time, DC and Warner Brothers released a whole line of animated movies all based on the New 52, and I thought they were pretty good. Except for the fact that they were really pushing Damian Wayne as a character. But that might be a me thing, definitely my least favorite Robin. So after finishing this book, I gotta say I enjoyed most of it, but I can see why some fans had some issues with the New 52. For example, the roster looks a little different. They replaced the Martian Manhunter with Cyborg as one of the founding members. So obviously I know historically Cyborg had always been part of Titans, but this might be a little controversial. I actually like him under Justice League. He's connected to the Watchtower systems and has a pretty interesting working relationship with Batman. They're both tactical thinkers, and seeing them work together was pretty interesting to me. Speaking of working together, one thing I remember getting a lot of hate is Superman and Wonder Woman being a thing. But personally, I think it makes sense that before eventually ending up with Lois Lane, Clark would have a fling with Diana. I mean, in the real world, most people do end up dating their coworkers. So that didn't really bother me. Granted, readers at the time didn't know if this was going to be a short-term or long-term thing. Now, the biggest complaint that I remember, and the one I totally agree with, is how they handled Superman's personality in the New 52. This version of Superman is impulsive, hot-headed, and at times kind of an arrogant asshole. I get that they were going for a younger, rough around the edges Superman, but this felt more like Connor Kent than Clark Kent. All that being said, I really liked most of these arcs. The Darkseid invasion was amazing, the Cheetah arc was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed the whole Throne of Atlantis story with Aquaman. The last chapter is the Trinity War with Pandora, which I did find a little confusing. But at the end, we do get Ultraman and the Crime Syndicate, so I'll give it a pass. So my question to you guys is, how did you feel about the New 52 when they first rolled it out, and how do you feel about it now? Let me know in the comments and share with your friends, and as always, thank you for watching, and for more comic book reviews and suggestions, please follow.